All right, good evening, everyone. We're hoping tonight goes a little better than the other night, which was an epic failure in trying to get Thunkable connected to our Feather Huzzah 8266. So we're going to try Appybuilder, which now just links over to Kodular.io. I'm not sure how you pronounce it. I thought they were two separate things, but when you log in to Appybuilder, it redirects you to this. Welcome to Kodular. I'm going to say Kodular because we're coding. I don't know how to pronounce it. And so, again, our mission is to connect a Android app to our 8266 device. And so let's do it. We're going to just do create project here, project name ESP8266. Oh, can only contain letters and a okay. I feel like I already did this, like when I was playing around. Next. Oh, I must have canceled. Okay. I've never fully gone through this, but I feel like I remembered that screen. Okay. Theme, default. What are my options? Light theme, dark theme. Let's go with the dark theme. Min SDK. Android. I don't know. Minimum Android version. So I don't really use an Android normally. I don't know anything about versions. Let me just open the phone here and see if that's something I can look up. I mean, I guess I could go. Oh, I guess I could go down to 4.4. But if my phone is newer than that, I might as well do a newer one. I know sometimes having to support older APIs. Where's the fingerprint sensor? Oh, it needs to be unlocked using your PIN. Gotcha. Okay. Settings. Is there like an about this phone? About phone. That's my model number and my serial number and oh, software information. Here we go. Android version 8.0. Kernel version 4.4.78. So I'm guessing we could go all the way up to like Android 6 or something. Oh, look at that. 7, 8. So I'm on Android 8. So why don't we just go min version like 7? I don't know. Primary color, blue, pink. Yeah, whatever. I don't care if it's that. Getting things ready. Okay, cool. See what's changed. Next, Android app bundles are here. You can now export your apps as AABs that can be directly uploaded to Google Play. The future of app distribution. Switch today. It's like a real marketing speak. We have updated our behind the scenes security system to protect you. Oh, great. Add navigation functionality to your apps with the new navigation component. And much more. View full. No, we don't have time for full release notes. Okay. Google Pixel 3. I have a Samsung Galaxy S8. So I guess I'll say the 9, even though it's not the 9. Screen 1. So if we want to compare right out of the box this with Thunkable, Thunkable like popped up right here on the screen like a, sorry, right here on the screen, a tutorial. Like, let's walk you through getting started, and got me set up with just a very basic like button that uses the speech API to speak something out of the phone. This is much more a, all right, they dropped you in, like, figure it out, which, isn't always bad, but let's, the other thing that was really handy with Thunkable was that app that like you could test it live. That was super, super slick. If I can ever get the cert stuff working, I don't know. I really like that about Thunkable. So how do we, so like, I'm just click test here. Oh, okay. Connect via USB, connect to companion. What was that? Oh, with a, I don't know what that means. So what I'm going to do is, let's go to the Play Store and see if there is a Kodular. Kodular? Love to hear what people think about the pronunciation on that. I guess I should open up the Twitch comments. That would be helpful, huh? Anybody's there talking into the void. Okay. Cool. Chat is up, so let's do a search for Kodular. Oh, Kodular. I'm gonna say Kodular sounds weird. Kodular. Kodular sounds weird too. There's a Kodular companion app. It's probably not going to come into focus, but let's install that. And then I'm guessing we can use this QR code to connect. So let's see. It's installing. Open. Allow companion to access photos, media, and files on your device. I mean, I guess it's just test device. Scan QR code. Yes. Failed to connect. Oh, yeah. Well, it timed out, I guess. Let's do test, connect to companion, and then I'm going to hit scan QR code. Manually input this code. Yeah, I know. I get it. Like, I want to scan the QR code. Allow. Boom. Got it. Look at that. 20 establishing. Oh. You can't probably see it, but that's exactly what you're seeing on the screen here is also right here. Screen 1. Sweet. And like, can we edit that to say something different? About screen. Screen 1 properties. Like, can we call it something different? Like, instead of screen 1, can we change the text at the top? Like, because it does say screen 1. This thing goes to sleep so fast. And then like the buttons here. What do the buttons do? About this application. Created with Kodular. Cool. But what if I don't want to say screen 1? I know this isn't what we're necessarily trying to accomplish, but screen 1 properties. Assets, no. Designer. App name. This is screen 1 properties. Oh, right here, title, screen 1. Let's change it to ESP8266 test. Updates right away. I don't know. Let me see if I can't get that. Beautiful. Okay, so beautiful. It's just like Thunkable. We've got a companion app that we get live updates on here. And sorry, I've got to take a second while we're working here. It goes to sleep way too fast. Let's see if we've got a lock screen and security. No, that's not what I want to do. It does it way too fast. How do I make it be slower? Screen lock type, smart face recognition. I don't know how to. If anybody knows how to make it stay awake longer, that would be nice. I'm going to spend just one more second on this. Unlock, secure, screen lock type. Secured lock time. Maybe that's secured lock time. Lock the phone 5 seconds after the screen turns off. That's not what I want. I want to do screen. Why is this so hard? Oh my goodness. Screen saver? Okay. I give up. I'll figure it out later. It goes to sleep too fast. All right. So let's get a button on here like we did before. Text for button 1. Can I edit it right here? No, I'm going to have to edit it over here. Text for button 1. We're going to say send message because it's going to go to our 8266. And now, let's see, what can we do? Media and drawing. Let's do the same thing where like we get it to talk. Drawing and animation. Media maybe? Camera, text to speech. Okay. And now let's come over to, so we're in designer mode here in the upper corner. Oh, I didn't mean to switch that. That's my bad. Right monitor with camera. There we go. Let's go back to, let's go over to blocks and we'll say, okay. Okay, here we go. Button 1. We'll say when button 1 click. This is just a lot like Thunkable. Text to speech. After speaking, speak. We'll just lock it in right there. And the message, whoa. How do I lock a message in? Just like this. Can I? Nope, that doesn't want to go in there. Okay. How do I put the message? I can set the language. I can set the pitch. How do I just set the message? Add to backpack. Inline inputs. Oh, message. Oh man, I don't know what I've done now. Let's delete 2 blocks. Okay, let's start over. Sorry. Code list, low code, blocks workspace is empty. Yeah, save empty screen is fine. We're going to bring back text to speech. We're going to say after speak. And again, oh, like this. I just need a text. That'll lock in there. Okay. It'd be nice, just as a point of feedback, Kodular, if that was available in here. Like it's related to text to speech. So knowing I got to go back up to text and grabbing it, that's kind of weird. Hello from, let's see how it pronounces. Let's see how the text to speech pronounces it. That's how we'll do this. Okay. Get my phone unlocked. Okay.
Hello from Kodular.
Kodular. I still think Kodular maybe sounds better, but Kodular, okay.
Hello from Kodular.
All right, sweet. We're working. Great. So right away, let's get our ESP8266 open back up, and let's get just the HTTP server open again. Open recent. We're going to open the Thunkable script. And we can get rid of that because we don't even use that. Let's make this a little bigger. This was that examples HTTP web server, and we're going to just do not the bare SSL. We're just going to do hello server. No, we're going to do advanced web server because that had the yeah, if I remember correctly, it had the like on this stuff. Okay, cool. Let's grab all this all the way up to the top, and we'll take it right to there. Yeah. Let's copy that. Let's take this down and replace it. And okay. Again, we don't want to print out the SSID. Not getting my SSID. Okay, that should do all that, and it should give us that. We're going to change this to voice like we did before. Save it, and where's my connection? We'll go ahead and connect it up, and we'll program it. Okay. All right. See here. Pro tip again, remember when it's programming, don't open the serial monitor. It will mess up the programming. At least that's my experience. So just let this finish all the way out, and as soon as it gets to 100 and it resets, we'll go ahead and open the serial monitor. Hard resetting, serial monitor. Sweet. There we go. We are connected. Again, 192.168.1.17. So let's 192.168.17/voice. This works as well. Okay, great. I'm going to change this to hello from ESP8266. Let's go ahead and upload that. And while that's uploading, let's come back over here. The companion is disconnected. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, that's because my phone goes to sleep every, I think it's 1 minute. And I probably set it that way so the battery would stay, but that makes it really hard to do this. I'll figure that out later. So let's come back to Designer. And let's find a web component. Connectivity, maybe? Whoa, what is this Arduino block? That connects the device via the USB serial to Arduino hardware. That is fancy, but not what we're looking for right now. Maybe something for another time. We don't want to connect over USB. We probably just want web. A non-visible component that provides functions for HTTP GET, POST, PUT, and DELETE requests. Oh, no, where am I dragging it? I need to drag it onto the screen, and then it will add it over here, web 1. The URL is going to be http://192.168.1.17/voice. And let's go to blocks. We're going to find out real quick if this has the same issue, as Thunkable. So down here on web 1, we're going to see what we have. got file. We're going to say call web1.get. Yes, we just want to do a regular old get request. Let's pull this out and let's call web1.get. And then we need the response though. Set web1 URL and then web1. No, I didn't mean to do that. Trash can. When. Okay, cool. So we're gonna have a different block now. So button one click is just gonna call the get, and then when web1.getText, so we got a response. I don't know why it's saying set global code. I don't. Oh, response. Oh, those are. Hey, I wonder if our text to speech has something like that. No, it doesn't. Okay, that's okay. Like I can take this like response content, and like I could use this as a block for something, which is kind of cool. Select a valid item in the dropdown. Well, it is. I do want the content. Well, so I'll show you how this is going to work in a second. I think. So when we got text, we want to call text to speech, and the message is not this. We're going to dump that in the trash can. The message is going to be the response type. And I don't know why it says. Yeah, I want it to be the content. So this should be this text, hello from ESP8266. Again, if this works, when we click button one, we're going to call web1.get and we set the URL back over here in the designer. Although we also, from what it looks like, could set the URL here with one of these blocks down here. Set headers, URL, set web1 URL to, so we could change it. But we don't need to. We're just going to leave it as /voice. And when it gets text, do that. And then also, why don't we do this? Why don't we do something like when timed out? Let's do text to speech again. And we're getting the hang of this. Let's do it timed out. And then otherwise we'll speak what it got. I don't know. Let's try that. Test. Like I said, we should find out really quick whether this is going to work or not. Connect to companion. We got to do a new code. So how do I do that in the companion? I don't know. Maybe just close companion. I'm going to just close companion and relaunch it. Companion. Scan QR code. Go. Establishing secure connection. It's thinking about it. You can do it. No? Go. What's the problem? Didn't like it. Let's try it again. Maybe it did like it? No, it's stuck. Doesn't like it. Test. About refresh companion screen. Oh, that's what I wanted. Let's just do reset connection. And then we'll do connect to companion and we'll scan QR. Warning, you cannot use two codes with one start up of the companion. You should restart the companion and try again. Okay. Scan QR. Oh, you know what I know what I'm doing. It's scanning the QR code and then I'm hitting this like send button and I think I'm crossing the streams. Okay. So let's do this again. I'm gonna hit close. I'm gonna say test, reset connection. I'm gonna exit the companion app, relaunch it, do test, connect to companion. I'm gonna scan it, and now instead of pushing the button, I'm just gonna not touch it and let it do its thing. There we go. Okay, I was crossing the streams. Okay, let's first of all come over here to voice and hit enter. Hello from ESP8266. That's working. And okay, let's push the button and see what happens.
Hello from ESP8266.
It just worked.
Hello from ESP8266.
ESP8266. Okay. Let's say hello from ESP8266. Let's program that. See if we can't get her voice to be a little bit more accurate. All right. Well, we answered the question. Kodular, as the Android phone pronounces it, can, in fact, connect over HTTP to your device. Now, I did talk about in the last episode when we were trying to do this with Thunkable, and Thunkable's stance is that we can only do things over HTTPS, which is a good thing. Like, I don't want to ding them too much for that. However, if you're just doing like a maker project in your house and you're maybe doing some automation in your office or around your house or something, I'm trying to think of if you're just communicating from your phone over your Wi-Fi to another device on your local network over HTTP, you're never leaving your network. And so a network security person is going to watch this and tell me that I'm way off my rocker here, but I'm going to say that that's okay. And the reason I'm going to say that is because if somebody can intercept traffic on your network from inside your network, they already have access to your network in some form. And so I'm sure there's security angles here that I'm not thinking about, but I feel like if somebody's going to hack the traffic between your Android phone and your device inside your local network, then they somehow have already compromised your local network, and this is probably not the thing that you're most worried about. I mean, I think that's the statement I'm making here. So while I do agree with the HTTPS all the things, because I think that is a good thing and we should move to that, these little devices don't handle that well, and the certificate handling, we're still working on. I'm going to figure that out, and I'll do a video on it someday. But if you just want to get started and just write some code, or in this case, some low code / no code block code, then I think it's okay to do this. Like, I think it's okay to allow it over HTTP. And I would even say if you're Thunkable, make it an option, even with like big red banners that say things like there's a checkbox that says allow HTTP, and pop up a big scary message that says something like, if you do this, you could be compromising your say all the scary wording you want, but give people the option to do it if they want to. I mean, this is the maker community, and like, we do things that are dangerous sometimes, including sending messages over HTTP within our own networks. So anyway, enough of that. This is working. It's amazing. The new stuff program. So let's see if her voice now says ESP8266.
Hello from ESP8266.
It kind of said 82, not 82.
Hello from ESP8266.
82? Did I? Maybe I might have typed it that way. I did. Look at that. 82. 8266. Let's do this is very, very cool. Okay, save, and let's program that. And then just for kicks, let's have some fun and try to like change your pitch or something. Set pitch. Put it right here. Set pitch to, what are my options? What can I set the pitch to? Oh, text to speech pitch right here. So let's grab one of these and we'll say, what can I set the pitch to? I feel like I'm confused here, trying to get fancy. Oh, no, stop. That's not going to connect. Okay, I don't know how to set the pitch. Text to speech 1, pitch. I wonder if in the designer there's, oh, pitch is 1. So we might want to set it to, so yeah, let's just set it to like 2. See what that does. Country. Let's set it to Australia with a pitch of 2. I don't know. And let's, nope. Okay, well, I want to disconnect. How do I disconnect? There we go. Let's put this back in, and the pitch will be just globally set. So let's throw this stuff away. Okay. And I think we're probably programmed on the Arduino side, so it should say 8266 now.
Hello from ESP8266. This is very, very cool.
Okay. The language, English, cool. Country, I think AUS is Australia, right? Let's change the pitch back to 1. Let's change the speed to like 0.8, slow it down a little bit.
Hello from ESP8266. This is very, very cool.
I don't think I'm hearing a difference between Australia and US. Let's just try it one more time here.
Hello from ESP8266. This is very, very cool.
Okay, yeah, so it's not changing, but let's try a different language. It looks like I only have a few here. I think that's going to be Espanol. Oh. But it's not, it's trying to say, I wonder if it'll do the translation.
Hello from ESP8266. This is very, very cool.
It totally just said the English with a Spanish accent. That's pretty wild. Okay. That's great. So I could, let's just, for those that speak Spanish out there, fun fact, I do speak Spanish as a second language. Lived in Guatemala. And so I'm rusty though. Don't ask me to bust it out. Let's say hola de. We say like esto es muy calidad. Let's program that. See what we get. And apparently my others are Dutch, I'm assuming, French, and Italian. I don't know any of those. Oh, man, this is really cool. Okay, so let's wait for that to program. We're almost there. So the next question, man, we pulled that off in just over half an hour. Under half an hour. We've been playing with the language for a few minutes now. Really great. So let's see how that sounds.
Hola de ESP8266. Esto es muy calidad.
You know what I'm saying? Right there. I didn't change the 82. 88. I left it as 8266. Very, very cool. Okay. So what we have now, we'll decide how, I don't know if this does have an onboard LED. Maybe we'll do something real quick with that. But pretty simple. And the blocks are really simple here. And so really all we need is just a call to our web1.get, and just to review, the web1 component back here in the designer has the URL. We could set it here, or we could set it in the designer, like the web1 has a set URL. If we scroll down here, set web1 URL right here. And but in this case, we don't need to. But if you had what we'd want to do is if we had two endpoints on our ESP8266, we could change that. So let's do a quick example of how we might do that. Okay. And my nose itches. Sorry. Let's do a quick example. I think we have access to the onboard LED. LED should be, it's not 13. It's D0. Let me look at that. We're going to say it's D0. See if that builds. And let's make a function. We'll call it void set LED state. And we'll say bool state. And we'll do digital. I think you can just send a bool to digital write. Digital write LED state, like that. First of all, let's build and see if this actually builds or if we've got an error. D0 is not declared in this scope, so I think we can just refer to it as LED built-in. LED built-in. Save that. Verify. Okay, that built. Great. And now what we can do is we'll digital write it, but now let's do this. We'll do server.on, and we'll say if the endpoint is LED, we could do, there's probably a way to get query parameters, or, well, we'll just do this. This will be the simplest way. On. Oh, it needs to not take any arguments. Yeah, they need to be void. So they need to, yeah, okay. Let's do, well, we'll simplify this. I'm sure there's some code that we could do here. We'll say, let's just make this really easy. Turn LED on. And when I say it needs to be void, like I think the library is expecting it to have no arguments. So we'll just say hi. And then we'll copy this. And we'll say turn LED off. And we'll just change it to low. Okay. Save that. And then we'll say server.on. Yes, I know the application disconnected. It's fine. LED on. We'll say turn LED on. and server dot on LED off. Turn LED off. The idea here is that you could write any code you want. Now that the communication channel is working, you could send any URL you want, capture any URL you want, and make the thing do whatever you want. You could have it query for sensor data, like to get the temperature, and then display it in a gadget. And so this is just the bare minimum of like, we can get the two things to talk to each other. And at that point, let your imagination go wild on what you can make it do. So if we say LED on, we're going to say turn LED on, LED off, turn LED off. And let's program that. And now let's come back over to here and we'll say, what kind of button one things can we do? Like, is there like I wonder if there's like a variable list. Oh, variables. Here we go. Initialize global. I'm not, low code is not my strength, so bear with me. You know what? Let's not get too crazy. Let's keep it really, really simple. Let's come back to the designer. Let's drag another button on. Layout, general. No, it wasn't. Oh, where did I get the button from? User interface. And these are in alphabetical order. Button. Let's get another button out here. Great. I'm sure we could put these next to each other somehow. Visible advanced properties. I bet advanced properties has something. Rotation angle, show feedback, border shadow, visible. Be kind of cool if they could be in line. Whatever. That doesn't matter. So, and let's rename it while we're on. Can we rename it? Button 1 properties. Oh, alignment. Center 1. What are my other options here? Left 0. Oh, no, that's not what we want. That's text alignment. Okay. Can I not rename it? What if we right click on it? That doesn't help. Edit. Oh, enter a new name for your component. We'll say LED on button. And I wonder if it renames the blocks for me. That would be really cool. Let's check it out. It did. Handy. That's really cool. Okay, now for text for button 2, let's edit it and call it LED off button. Okay. And let's change the message for LED on to turn LED on and turn LED off. Cool. And what are we going to do now? We're going to come over to the blocks. So when LED on button, instead of calling, well, yeah, we're going to call, but we're going to change it. And we're going to say web1 got text. We're not going to do anything there. Because we're not going to return any text. Oh, interesting. What do these return? I got to do a server.send something like this. 200. Can I just do a server.send 200? I probably need to do that up in here, but right? Something like server.send 200. I wonder if I can just do it like that. We've got to give some sort of response. Send 200. Let's see if that compiles. Or if you have to send something along with it. Looks like it might work. Beautiful. Let's program that. Upload. Okay. And so now we're gonna throw this whole web one got text. I wish there was a way to like put this in like the backpack maybe is like to store it for later. What did I just do? Cool, it's in the backpack. Now if I delete it, delete, like is it still in the backpack? It is, fancy. This is all new to me. I don't. Okay, so we still want the web one timeout, but now we're gonna say, we're gonna come down to web one, and we're going to use this little set web one URL. And we're gonna put it right here. Oh, right there. We're gonna set web one URL to, we need some text. http://192.168.1.17/LED/on. And then I think I can right click and duplicate. And then I'm going to say when LED off button click, I'm just change this to off. So when I click the LED on button, it's going to call my 8266 server LED on endpoint. And when I click the off button, it'll call the LED off. Let's see if this works. Server started. Okay. We're going to have to restart Kodular here. Yeah. Okay, and we're going to say test, connect to companion. Remember, when it comes back to the home screen here, don't click the next button. Just let it do its thing. It'll establish its secure connection. There you go. Okay, so now, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I've got my two buttons. Focus, turn LED on, turn LED off. Okay, and right now, the LED is... where is it? I'm going to break something. The LED is on. It's the red one. Oh gosh, over here. Okay. I need a hands cam. I need a hands cam in a big way. Okay, I'm going to hit, let's see if I can just hold this up here. The LED's on. I'm going to hit LED off. Okay. That totally didn't work. LED on. Oh! I got these backwards. Did I really code it backwards? Turn LED off. Low, turn LED on. Did I wire them up backwards? LED on, turn LED on, turn LED off. So what that tells me, and in the on I'm setting it to high, and in the low I'm setting it to low, and I'm calling them correctly here. What that tells me is that the way the LED is hooked up on this dev board here is that it's active low. So when I hit LED off, you'll see it turn on. See that? And when I hit turn LED on, it turns off. Beautiful. Okay. I'm going to call it. We're going to call that the stream for tonight. There are so many things that we could do here with sending data, and I'm sure I could play around with all of the different designer blocks. I mean, you've got so many things here that you could play with. Yeah, really cool stuff. And then sensor, like we could send sensor data. When I worked at Microsoft, I'm actually wearing my Microsoft shirt today. When I worked at Microsoft on the Internet of Things team, maker team, we had a thing, and I'm pretty sure Microsoft has sunset that. Microsoft gave up on the IoT maker community way too soon. We were doing a lot of cool stuff with IoT Core, Raspberry Pi, and some other boards. They gave up on it. It wasn't making $1 billion. I'm not bitter about it. I am a little bit. But when I was there, they had the thing called it was called virtual shields, and basically the idea was to turn your very inexpensive phone. You could get some of these phones at the time for like $30 or $40 that ran Android, that were Android devices, and the idea was to turn it into a virtual shield. So like it's got an accelerometer in it, it's got a camera in it, it's got temperature sensor in it, it's got all these sensors, and we had a library that essentially turned your phone into a virtual shield, like, an Arduino shield that you connect to the Arduino, but a virtual shield would be one that you don't connect. It connects over a wireless connection. It worked over Bluetooth, and Arduino didn't have many Wi-Fi offerings. Like I believe the Arduino, what was it called? Curie and 101, like those were just coming onto the scene. So wireless on Arduino at that time was still very much done through an extra shield. Now there's so many Arduinos that have that stuff built in. Really be really cool. But it would just communicate over a wireless channel, and you could send sensor data to your Arduino from the phone. So the idea was like you could use the Arduino as like a robot base and just mount a camera on there, and you could get stuff like accelerometer data and temperature data, and have the robot do things based on that information. Or one of the cool projects was we could use it as a, you would tilt it like this and move it forward and backward and have it move like a robotic arm or something. Really cool stuff. You could do that here as well, I'm guessing, using like your sensors. And basically, yeah, look at this. Gravity sensor, gyroscope. I don't know how many of these are on. Fingerprints sensor. Barcode scanner. Like you could do so many things where you use the phone as the jump point back to your hardware, which is doing cool stuff. Like this is crazy. I don't know that I have all of these things, but like temperature sensor. Like what happens if I drop that in? Let's play. You know what? I'm not going to end the stream. Let's play with it for a few minutes. Let's throw in I'm really curious what fingerprint sensor does. Sign in with your fingerprint. Like use dialogue. What does that do? Fingerprint.authenticate. Let's come back to the designer. Okay, so that looks like more of like it's using your fingerprint to authenticate stuff. That's cool. I'm gonna get rid of that. Temperature sensor, like gravity sensor. Does my phone have one of those? On all three physical axes. Gravity sensor, let's drop that in there. Like what the heck? Why not? And then we need a way to display these things. So how do we do that? User interface. Is there like a gauge or something? Text box, state, spotlight, spinner, slider, radio, notifier, list picker, label, image, circular progress. Using an animated loop. No, that's not what I want. Layout's not what I want. Media is not what I want. It's going to be user. So I just had to pick. So let's just pick like a, whatever, a label. And we could make that as big or as small as we want. And then just do, let's come over to our blocks and say, sorry, let's add one more button. Let's put it above that. Get sensor data. Okay, let's come back over to the blocks. Let's do some housekeeping here. Keep this nice and tidy. And then let's do a button 1 is the new button. When we click that new button, let's take our temperature sensor. Whoa. What? Oh, sorry, I'm trying to slide around. Oh, when temperature changed. Let's do temperature sensor 1.temperature. I like the change because then you can have like a recurring event. Let's just grab the temperature. Cool. We'll use that, and then no companion. Yes, I know the companion app is disconnected. Gravity sensor. See, I wonder if it's available. Like, do I have a gravity sensor? I don't know. X accel, Y accel, we're going to want all of these. And then let's just duplicate, and then you can change these right here. Watch this. Z accel, Y accel. All right. And we're going to do I want to create join. Here we go. Great. So what we're going to do is we're going to figure this out. It's not going to take super long. We're going to make a post request. Post text. And the text that we are going to post is the join of is there like a we're going to want to put a new line in here. So let's just I'm going to try and control C and V. That does work. Great. That's going to make this much faster instead of having to use the menus. And we'll do something like this. Temperature. And then we'll do a space like that. It probably trims it. Does it? No, it didn't. Okay. Temperature. And then we'll say gravity X. Gravity Y. And gravity Z. Really quick back in the designer, what's the difference between that and like the accelerometer? Or maybe they're the same thing. Gyroscope. I mean, I guess gravity sensor is accelerometer. Oh no, accelerometer sensor. You know what? Let's use accelerometer because I know there's going to be an accelerometer sensor on here. Positive. Like almost all phones back from forever have it. So let's come back over to the blocks, or sorry, designer. Let's get rid of the gravity sensor. We can play with that later. I don't want it to fail because it doesn't, because my phone doesn't have one. I don't know if it does or not. And there is the, if you see this accelerometer sensor, there is the available. So like you could write block code to say, if the sensor is available, send the data. If not, don't send it. But I'll leave that as an exercise of the viewer to do. So let's change this to Excel X, Excel Y, and Excel Z. And then we'll grab the accelerometer sensor, copy it, change these to Y and Z. Cool. And then what we'll do is we'll join temperature and the temperature. And we're going to have to like, there's got to be a, yeah, that I want to just keep. Whoa, 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 string. I want to add more strings. Oh, yeah, I want to just keep adding strings. You'll see where I'm headed with this in a second. Kind of interesting. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a /n. This will create a new line when we send it back to the ESP8266. New line. Okay, I'm going to need some more of these, I think. It'd be nice if it, you know, it'd be cool is if the block, like when you filled them all up, it just automatically opened another one, like as an optional. Do you want to keep adding them? Because that's kind of a, it's kind of a clunky interface to like, I have to add as many strings as I'm going to add. It feels a little weird, but so I'm going to say the temperature and then add the temperature. And then I'm going to do a new line and say the accelerometer X. and the accelerometer Y, and the accelerometer Z. And I'm going to need one more string. You might see where I'm headed with this. And then I'm just going to plug these in. X, Y, and Z. Okay. Oh, man. Back hurts a little bit. All right, so I'm going to post text, and it's going to be basically all the sensor readings. That's what we've just constructed here when I click button 1. But I also need to set the URL to something different. Let's grab this, and let's set the URL to let's set it to something like sensors. So when we click this new button that we've created, I can't even remember what we called it now. Oh, get sensor data. No, I don't want to get sensor data. I'm going to send sensor data. However, it's interesting to note, we could have a get sensor data. So if I had like a DHT or a BMP sensor connected to this, or any kind of sensor for that matter, light, accelerometer, on the device itself, we could do the opposite of what we're doing right now. We could query the device for those readings and have it display in our phone. We're doing the opposite. We're going to take sensor readings from the phone, send them to the ESP8266. Okay. And great. That is, I think that's everything. Now, the thing that we have to figure out is how do we get data in the server here? Like, that's going to be interesting. And we're using ESP8266 web server. ESP8266 web server documentation. We're going to send a post with all of that. Hey, right here. No, let's just read the this one, the Arduino core docs. This is what I want right here. We want to do, well, maybe that first one was what I wanted. Class reference. We want to do like on. We can say T handler. Oh, so we can pass the method. Yes, which is HTTP method. And then I don't understand the difference between function and U function. An example would be helpful. We might just need to look at the code. We need more. We need more. I need the, where's the source code? Like, so what it's saying is we could do something like, if I'm reading this correctly, we would say server.on/sensors. And then I would say like the method is post, like HTTP method post. And then I can pass it functions, but I need to see what those look like. Somebody's done this before. Web server post example. Let's see what we got here. Body. Show me a post. What? Oh, server.hasArg. Arg plane. Yeah. No, I need a different example. What? Okay. Server dot. This is not looking like. No. No. I don't like this. Nope. Bad example. Next. Come on. Somebody has to have done just a simple post and used the actual code. You know, you want something done right. Come in here, and then there's libraries, I believe. Yes, ESP8266 web server. And normally there's an example, so that's cool. Post server, here we go. Server.on post form. But see, we're not providing the handle plain, handle form. Here we go. HTTP post. So I think what we can do is say this. Like we want to, when we get a post on that one, server.argname I args. So sure. Let's try something like this. But I am sending plain text, I guess, is the problem. Post text, yeah. So I'd probably want plain. So I'd probably, from the example anyway, want the plain version. Handle plain. Let's just do this. Let's just say handle plain. Copy. Copy that into here. Handle plain. And right here we'll say handle plain. That's what it's called, right? I feel like this is not going to build. It is going to build. See that? We know what we're doing. We're smart. Okay. All right, we need to relaunch the companion app. Stand by. This companion stuff is super cool. I love like the live update. Really, really cool stuff. Okay. We are connected. And now we're going to send data. Let's clear the output here. And let's see what happens. It didn't like that. Let's make sure my LED still works. Yep, LED is still working. Okay. So what's the problem? Am I printing it correctly? So on sensors, yep, sensors, I'm sending it to the right endpoint. HTTP post, handle plain. Handle plain. Oh, send. If it's not a post, say method not allowed and turn the LED off. Oh, it should blink one way or the other. So let's see if my LED blinks. It did absolutely nothing. Okay. All right. Oh, duh. Let's say it probably is working just fine. Let's do a, sorry, serial dot print line. It's just sending it back to the server. I don't want to do that. I mean, it's fine. Server.arg plain. There we go. The problem is we weren't printing it. We're just returning it back to the phone. Okay. This is going to work. I can feel it. And then we'll wrap up for real this time. So this should send all the data, and then I can probably, well, I don't want to get ahead of myself. Then we can hold the phone at different angles, and it should do cool things. So 66, 73, 80. Come on. There we go. Beautiful. All right, now let's show this, and now hit send sensor data. Yeah, you like that? Temperature 0. Wow. It's very cold. So I'm holding the phone at this angle. Let's do a few of these. Now let's hold it flat. Now you can see the Y is almost 0. Whereas if I hold it straight up and down, the X is almost 0. And then if I turn it on its side, yeah. Sweet. Pretty cool. So we're getting accelerometer data. So X, Y, yeah, Y, X, and then Z would be, I said flat, then turned Y 0. Z, yeah, interesting. Let's just send data from like different angles. That's me flipping it upward. So the Z is getting, now I've gone through. So this is the Z axis. Cool. And then down here, that must be, I don't know what axis that is. Just turning it. Cool. All right, well, there you go. Sending accelerometer data. And then the idea of that is now that you can send accelerometer data to the device over Wi-Fi, we could do something even crazy. I know I said we were going to be done, but we got to just keep being awesome here. This is really, it's coming together. Loving Kodular. When, ooh, shaking? That's cool. Let's just take this entire block and say when the accelerometer is shaking, send it. That's kind of cool. So let's clear the output. Now I'm gonna just shake it. Look at that. Just keep sending it over and over and over. Really cool. Okay, so where I was going with that is like you could use this to control a robot. Like you could hold it like this. My camera goes like, and like if you want to go forward, you could do this and do that to make it go backwards, or turn it left and right and things like that, and get all the accelerometer data that's coming out of your phone. Oh, I might have crashed it. Shake. Oh, it turned off. That's why. Went to sleep. All right, we're back. Shake, 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 shake. Just accelerometer data all day long here. Awesome. Okay, that really is, I know I've said it like 4 times now. That is it. That's going to do it for the stream. We have successfully connected an ESP8266 to Kodular. That's how the text-to-speech pronounces it. I think Kodular sounds, Kodular, whatever. Tell me what you think it should be called. We've successfully got them talking to each other. We could send data both ways. We could send data from the ESP8266 to the phone, from the phone to the ESP8266. That's totally bidirectional, just on how you want to organize your block coding here. So hopefully that is useful. Red Dog, this video is for you. Hopefully that gives you at least a starting point of how you could connect the two. And then I'm guessing like export here, you could export the app bundle, and then I don't know much about the Android ecosystem as far as like loading an app onto it. Says APK was the future, I think, when we first logged in. I can't remember. Anyway, you should be able to take this, export it, and then load it onto your phone, and you wouldn't need the companion app at that point. It would just be a native app running on your phone, connecting to your local devices. One thing that you'd probably want to look into is some form of text box, like right here on the main screen, to like enter the IP address if you're in like a maker mode, because while this does mostly keep the same IP address, depending on your router, a lot of times they try to reuse the IP address if it recognizes the device. But it could change, and if it does change, the code's going to this code that I've written, or block no code that I've not written. Do you not write no code? Or do you low write low code? This stuff is hard coded, obviously, to that 192.168.1.17. You'd want to make this value configurable. Again, you could do that on the main screen by just having like a text box where you type in what the address is based on what the serial output, or it could have a little screen on it, you know, on the ESP8266 that tells you what its IP address. There's lots of different ways that you could do that. I think you get the idea. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. This was much more successful than Thunkable. I'm going to give Kodular the leg up here. Everything else is pretty similar. And I actually feel like I like the design layout a little better than Thunkable as well. So in my humble opinion, I like Kodular a little better, not just because it allowed us to do the HTTP communication that we wanted, but I also feel like the designer and things a little bit more intuitive. I haven't spent a lot of time on it, but I would love to know your thoughts, questions, or anything. Stick them down. I'll post this to YouTube. You can stick comments, questions down below, and hopefully, like I said, you find that helpful. Otherwise, have an amazing rest of your day or week, and we'll see you next time.